Alright, you guys, so you finally got your engine rebuilt, you put a big fat turbo on it, and you're wanting to run all the horsepower you can. Now on my GSX, I'm running C16 race fuel, and behind the Evo is our GST. That one's running water methanol injection. Now I'm going to be going over both of these products and which one of them actually hydrolocked my engine. What's up, you guys? Welcome back. So we're going to be going over a water methanol injection kit and C16 on both of my DSMs. Now I've been running both of these race gas and water methanol injection for the last 10 plus years, and I'll be honest with you, they have their pros and cons. They're almost a must need in some cases. For an example, like where I live here, the highest octane level as far as fuel goes is 91 octane, and when you're running 45 to 50 pounds of boost or even 30 pounds of boost, well, you're going to need somebody that can combat that pre-detonation. Obviously C16 uses about 116 octane or around 117 octane, and methanol injection, which is a boost juice by Snow Performance, it runs a 50-50 mix more or less, and this is also 116 octane mixed in with some water. By the way, at the end of the video, we're going to be taking my GST, which is outside. We're going to be taking it for a test drive and to kind of show you a little bit what the methanol injection does. Unfortunately, with my GSX, I would love to show you what the race gas does, but it's still blown up and still needs a transmission. Later, we will get one, I promise. So before we start actually talking about C16 or methanol injection, you guys have to understand why the heck would you want to use this stuff instead of using regular pump gas. So the biggest thing why somebody would use this type of fueling is because if your engine is putting out so much power, more than likely what's going to happen is when the piston goes up, it's going to actually pre-ignite before it reaches top dead center. And if that's the case, it's actually going to push the piston down a lot sooner than it's supposed to, and the piston's going to start rattling like crazy, and that's what's going to cause knock, or which is called spark knock or pre-detonation. That stuff blows engines apart, and it's just not safe. Because of the higher octane level, what it does, it allows the burn to happen a lot slower, so the piston is actually able to make its full travel to top dead center before it actually explodes. So the more octane level it is, the slower it burns, and well, you get a piston that goes all the way up instead of pre-igniting. Now, here's the easy part about actual race gas. It's super easy to use because all you're doing is pretty much taking this can and putting it in your gas tank. However, you have to tune the vehicle for it. For an example, on this car, I use what's called DSM Link. It's a tuning software that I can go into the engine computer and take away fuel, because whenever you start using race gas, the vehicle is going to start to run a lot richer. Well, you have to take out the fuel to help combat that, because if not, you're just going to run super rich, and honestly, you're not going to make as much horsepower as what you could have. So before we jump into the Snow Performance methanol injection kit on my GST, so the race gas itself, for an example, like this VP 616 race gas, it actually costed me about $100 for just 5 gallons of this. Now you can get 4 gallons for around 40 bucks with this stuff. So the cost for the gas, it's actually not that bad whenever you're building something like this, but let's be honest with you real fast. It's really easy to get started with any type of race fuel. Now when you go to Snow Performance methanol injection kit, or there's tons of other different brands, this startup cost is a little bit more just because of the fact that it's a total separate beast. So let's go check out my GST. On this one, I actually run what's called a Snow Performance Methanol Stage 3 Progressive Kit. So you can kind of see this is the intercooler here, and we have an intake line that goes from here. It's almost like nitrous is when it's sprayed in. Don't mind that zip tie. Now I have this module set up so whenever it reaches about 10 psi, it slowly starts adding water and methanol, and whenever it hits about 30 psi, that's when it's full bore maximum load. So imagine this, water methanol injection is almost like nitrous on race gas. It's like squirting in race gas whenever you need it. The best part about water methanol injection, what it actually is, the water, it actually cools down your intake temperature, so it actually increases your power just by having colder air. Now the methanol, which is a higher octane, which is around 116 octane, it's like spraying race gas, so you're technically kind of getting both the best worlds sprayed into your engine like nitrous, but only when you need it. So it's pretty freaking awesome. Because it has a higher octane rating, what you're able to do is add timing to the vehicle and increase your boost. Now, usually with 91 octane on my 97 GST, I'm only able to run about 22 pounds of boost, and then I max out. I start getting pre-detonation like crazy, and I have to either A, lower the boost, or bring back timing, or get off the gas pedal, but no one likes doing that. So with water methanol injection, there's actually a lot of components to it. And we're gonna go in the back where is actually I have most of my setup is. Now, I'm sorry, it's kind of a little messy back here. But first of all, you have a reservoir. The reservoir holds your boost juice, right? And then you have a line that runs to a solenoid, which the solenoid is one of the most important parts, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about this later and why this actually caused me to hydro lock my engine. And then it goes to the pump itself. And obviously power and ground is supplied to a signal wire along with this stuff here. So with the water methanol injection kit, I'm actually able to run about 28 to 30 pounds of boost on this car, which is way more than I was actually ever anticipated on. So this car is using an Evo 3 16G turbo, running about 28 pounds, and it has an OEM rebuild with 272 Brian Crowder cams. Speaking of cams, okay, she doesn't lope that big, I mean, but my GSX on the other hand, that thing lopes. So do you remember I told you guys about that little solenoid that actually hydro-locked my car? It was because of water and methanol injection. Now I'm actually going to post a picture up here, and what it actually did is I was doing an all-wheel drive swap on my old 99 GST X that I had, and I was doing an all-wheel drive swap and I had the rear end lifted up while the reservoir was obviously in the back. And what it did over the course of about 3 months, all the boost juice actually ran down the line into this little intercooler piping here, ran into the intake manifold and straight into the engine. Now, I didn't know about that, so whenever I started up my car for the first time after my all-wheel drive swap, bam, hydro locked. Honestly, if I was to choose race gas or boost juice, which one I would choose? Hands down, 100% race gas, because of one reason. Race gas smells so good. I don't know if you ever guys have smelled race gas before, but oh my God, it smells so good. Now, methanol injection, it does have a smell. It almost smells like E85, where it has that sweet smell to it, but it's 100% nothing like race gas, where it just burns your eyes. I remember when we started up the GSX in the garage a while back, and the smell is so strong that it actually made me tear up. All right guys, so let's go ahead and drive my GST, because it's been a long time and I think you guys should see a little bit of fat pulls. Now remember, I'm running some Sumimoto crappy front tires, so it wheel spins like crazy, but it's pretty fun. Let's go drive. So the only bad thing about a GST, believe it or not, I can actually drive this car and be mature. I can keep it under 3,000 RPMs for the most time. So I can smell the water methanol injection. It's almost like a sweet smell to it. Holy sweet Jesus. It smells so good though, it really does. So, in order to smell it, I gotta be above 10 PSI and roughly around 30. So, I guess I gotta be around that area to smell it. So I think one of the hardest things about vlogging and trying to drive at the same time with a manual transmission is, well, one hand you gotta hold the camera, one you gotta hold the steering wheel, and third, you can't go off the road. So in that case, I need to have some type of GoPro or some type of headband, something that I can give you guys like a POV drive, which I think that would be a heck of a lot more fun. So if you guys want me to do something like that, put it in the comments, tell me to go buy a freaking camera for my face, and I'll make a video for you guys. All right, we're finally home. And we didn't get pulled over. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Now I hope you guys had a good brief description of what C16 and methanol injection does for your cars. Obviously my GST, it loves methanol injection. As far as my GSX, it loves C16 with a flat tire. Now I've been snaking you guys just a little bit because, well, I bought a carbon fiber hood for my GSX and I haven't really talked to you guys about it. I also bought a carbon fiber hatch with like a little duck bill on it. It's pretty freaking awesome. So if you guys want to check out my next video of my carbon fiber parts, go ahead and smash the subscribe button and follow me for more, and I'll be posting hopefully one by next week. So just like that, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Why in the heck did I spend $2,000 on carbon fiber parts when I should have bought a tranny? What the freak's wrong with me?